Welcome back to the East Show. This is episode number 23. Once again, my name is Neil Ravin, Director of Communications for the Eastern Hockey League. A brand new guest this week. It's Jason Rowe, the head coach and GM of Team Maryland. Welcome to the East Show, Jason.
Hey, thanks, Neil.
So let's jump into things here. You obviously took over mid-season. That is a pretty big challenge, of course. You got to learn your team on the fly, get to know your players right from the get-go there. And I already know that there's been some games that have taken place. What are the challenges that you encountered, right from the get-go, taking over mid-season like that?
Oh, it was a fun first week, kind of when that happened. It's make the coaching change in early October there, and then our first weekend we were going up to play the Junior Rangers and the Wolves, and the bus breaks down. We get canceled early on a Saturday morning for our Saturday game. So it kind of started off pretty interesting, I guess. But you're right, like just getting in here, trying to fill out the roster and just learning everybody and seeing how we can kind of turn things around pretty quickly. I think by the time we got to that point, it was early December once we started getting things turned around real well. And then I had a couple guys get called up to the Maryland Black Bears across the hall for me. So it's been a fun year. I have a good group of guys, and we've kind of – a little adversity is never a bad thing, I guess.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that. That touches right into my next question. Of course, you're a new program this season, so there are so many challenges that have come from that. But, across the league, everyone's recognized how much better Team Maryland has got as the year has gone on. It helps with some of the players that you've had, especially a guy like Anthony Del Tufo, who got called up for the rest of the season to the Black Bears. What do the call-ups like his and the rest of the guys mean to your program?
It's just I want to get the guys in here. I just want to promote them, whether it's across the hall to the NA, the Black Bears, if it's another team in another division, or if it's just to whatever school they want to go to next. It's definitely going to help with recruiting for next year and bringing in guys and having a better look to start off. But we have a good youth program with Team Maryland and U18s, U16s. We've had some U18s play with us throughout the year. And then it's just, we're looking at this as kind of a, just as a pyramid, I guess you say. You start with our youth program, and you don't have to leave the state anymore. Maryland players used to have to leave the state to go to other teams to continue up into juniors. Now there's a viable option at home where we can keep some of those homegrown players and get them into Tier 3, then move them on to Tier 2. And then from there, USHL, D1, we can continue to at least advance our players instead of having players leave, go to other programs in other parts of the country.
And I'm glad you touched on that. Obviously, everyone likes to win, especially in this sport. But, the reason why we're all here, part of the EHL, is to advance players to the next level, whatever level that be, if it's the NA, if it's the college hockey or whatnot. Coming down the stretch here, go back to the winning, it looks like you'll be on the outside looking into the playoffs, which of course is disappointing in your first year, but you still have 8 games left, 6 of which are at home in your home building there in Piney Orchard. What is the message in your locker room right now down the stretch about those final 8 games?
The thing is, I was actually talking with a group of our guys after practice yesterday, and we're all kind of on the same page saying we're just going to run out of time. And the fact of we're all getting into a good spot. We're going in the right direction. I feel like we have a really good locker room. Everybody there now is committed and looking to go the right, move forward and develop and improve our skills. And it's the first time for the year that I feel like the entire team is gelling. Unfortunately, we only have 8 games left, and all I want from the guys is to show up, compete, and just give me what you have. Let's have fun these last 8 games, and could something weird happen? Absolutely. And just let's go out with on a high note and see what happens from here on out.
It's almost like you wish the season lasted for one more month at this point.
It's funny, Kevin Cunningham had been talking about that probably 2 weeks ago, and we were both in the same boat. We were saying the same thing. If we had another month, who the heck knows what could have happened.
So rolling into the off season now, you'll get the first chance to kind of take a full off season and build for the next year, and it being fully your team from day one, if you know what I mean. So now with what you've learned so far this season, both in your locker room and then just looking across the league, what's the biggest thing you're going to take into this offseason when you start recruiting next year's team?
Good character. That's what I want. I've always found in every organization I've been with, when I was at Southern New Hampshire last year, the best teams, whether you win a championship or not, are all good character people. And that just makes going in and out of the rink easy every day. It makes promoting players easy every day. It makes guys come in, they want to get better. They're good people on and off the ice. And that just makes for a long season, makes it enjoyable. When you just have people that are good people that are all looking to advance themselves, get better, and move on to that next level. When I bring guys in, whether if they're my 2000s or my 98, they all have the same questions. It's, what is your goal? And I don't care if it's for next year or if it's 3 years from now. Tell me what your goal is and how we can get to that point.
All right. So with all that, I have one final question for you. I'm going to try and put you on the spot here a little bit. Go back to the winning side of things. In your first season, you've got to play almost everyone so far. You still have a matchup now left with the New Hampshire Avalanche. You got 2 games with them later this month. Putting you on the spot, do you have any playoff predictions that you can give the folks at home?
Little Flyers out of my conference. I could see. I mean, the 87s. I've only played them once, and I got the Rev coming up here. But Little Flyers, they were unbelievable. So I'll go Little Flyers. I'm going to go with yesterday's matchup as the finals, and I'm going to hear from Sorella when I get up there next week. But I'm going to go Little Flyers and Wiz.
Well, that'll be cool, though, for you when you go up and you face the Avalanche. You're going to have a chance to coach your junior team in the building that used to be an assistant coach in.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I've been kind of looking forward to that. My wife still lives in Manchester. So it'll be fun to get back home. I know a bunch of the boys are going to show up from the team last year. So it's going to be a fun time being back on the other bench in that building.
So there you have it, folks. He's Jason Rowe. He's the head coach and the GM for Team Maryland, a program on the rise in the EHL. One to keep an eye on, that's for sure. They got 2 games this weekend, tonight against the Apple Corps at 8 p.m., and then tomorrow against the Knights at 7:30. You can catch both those games live on Hockey TV. And good luck this weekend, Jason.
Hey, thanks a lot, Neil. Thanks for having me on.